This is Wayne. Welcome back to the farm. I got something for you today. I hope that it's going to help everybody. Now, I had an issue with lights on my jet ski trailer. Now, I looked everywhere, and to find a good set of actual waterproof lights, they're hard to find. 2, they're very expensive, and 3, they still don't last very long. You get 2 seasons, maybe 3 if you're lucky, unless you do the whole 9 yards about unhooking them and doing all that stuff. I found a better solution. So when I went online and I was looking for wireless light kit, something that I could stick on the back of my trailer and I could pull them off when I put it in the water and then put them back on when I get ready to head home. Just, magnets, whatever, suction cup, whatever I could find. So I looked and searched. So I come across these right here. I want to turn this around. I come across these right here. These are by Night Light. Now these are magnetic, and I'm going to give you a picture here. Okay, so what's included in this? When you get this little clip here, I still got this out here. So you get this little thing here. You get everything in this kit. This is the 7-pin adapter that plugs on the back of your truck, and we're going to actually do that here in a second. So stay tuned. This is what you plug in the back of your truck. It's your transmitter. It will send signal back to the lights. Then you get a left and right light. Now these have a rubber coated magnet. I'm going to tell you more about that in a minute. I've read some reviews on all of these. This brand here and other brands too, where these fall off on the highway. I want to tell you more about that in a minute. So you get 2 of those lights. You also get a permanent mounting bracket that you can mount, or if you don't have a plate that you can stick this magnet to, all right? What this is for as well. You can screw that on and hook that on, and you need to have a place to put this magnet. And see these little clips here? These little clips. You can slide that magnet right down in that clip, right behind it. Once you bolt this onto your trailer, so see that this here, it slides right down in there. It will slide right down in there for you, so that you can have a better mounting solution. See, I think that is. Okay, so you get 2 of the lights. Okay, right and left hand. You get a charging cable. This charging cable will allow you, it's a USB connector. It will allow you to charge both lights at the same time. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, it takes a few hours, 2 or 3 hours to charge these from dead to full. But I'll tell you more about that in a minute. And then finally, you get this right here. This plugs in your cigarette lighter and a USB charging port, so you can charge these from your vehicle or your camper, whatever has that connector, 12-volt cigarette lighter type situation. So now let's go out here and check these out. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this and this and this. Now, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to walk over to my jet ski trailer. And while we're walking over there, guys, if you haven't seen that video about those tires I put on that jet ski trailer, you need to watch that video. It'll save yourself a ton of money and headache. Now, on my trailer, I'm not going to look at which side this is. It doesn't matter. I have this, I took my old lights off. So I stuck this right here. And we listen. Do you hear that? You hear that clip on? Now, that's on there. Now, so I was worried, because I read some reviews, that people drove down the road for a ways and this fell off and they lost their light. So I took, see this right here, right down in here, I run a long zip tie through the hole, so if it did fall, it'd dangle on a zip tie. I drove all the way to Florida and all over Florida while I was fishing and driving these jet skis. So I put 1,000 miles on this, and this never once it didn't even move, let alone fall off. So on the way back home from Florida to Kentucky, I just cut the zip ties off and let it ride. I got all the way back, they didn't move an inch. So these magnets will stick good. The main thing what I did, so you can't slide them down hardly at all. You have to kind of hook them off. So what I did to make mine work good, I sanded this down, repainted it, got all the rust. If you got a lot of rust here, that's going to inhibit the magnetism in this magnet. So you want to get that rust cleaned off and put your good fresh coat of paint on there. So listen, if you're how hard that clicked, that's not going anywhere. Okay, I want to show you that, how well they're mounted. You don't have to worry about them falling off. And I'll put a link in here for these where I got them. I think I got them on Amazon. I'll put a link for you in case you want to buy them. So now what are we going to do? Well, we're going to, what do I do with the others? Oh, I know. We're going to walk out to my truck. And I'm going to show you how these work. And I got a secret to tell you about these, so don't tune out yet. Because there's a secret about these, and I'm going to put this in the front of the video too. There's a secret about these lights, and I think all these wireless lights work the same way. I know this brand does, and I've heard other people complaining because they didn't know how to use these. And I'm going to tell you what's really truly going on with these lights, and you're going to be kind of shocked. Now, so I'm going to plug this in right here. This is my 7-pin connector. You can see right there. And all that is your transmitter. Now I want to take these lights inside the truck with me because we don't need to have them out here and walk back and forth each time. We can do the same thing when sitting right in the truck. So we're going to let me get situated in here and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm out my truck. Now I want to show you. So on the back of these lights before we get started, there's two things. One right here, that's where you open this up and you'll charge them out. And remember, you can charge them both at the same time. See the hole back in there? That's for charging them. And then on the other side, let's say right on them, right or left hand. Just see right up here, it says LH. Turn it over where you can see it correctly. LH, left hand. So when you put this on your left hand, all you gotta do when your left hand lights, you'll reach in at the bottom down here and you'll turn this little power button on right there where my finger is. You push that, now watch what happens on these lights over here. See the little blue lights? You want to see 4 lights there. That's your charge. All 4 lights are charged. Now, this thing has a special feature. It has 3 blue lights and 1 white light. The white light is for a license plate, and you can hold this thing down and it will come on and be brighter than normal on that little light, on this light here. Now, what did I find out? So when I first started towing this to Florida, these things kept going off on me. I'm gonna set it right up here, okay? That is the left, so we'll put it on the left, and then we'll put this one on the right, just like that. Okay, that's how they go. That's how they should look on the back of your trailer, left and right. So when I first started going to Florida, if I hit my brakes, look, one of them's working. Why aren't they both working? Because I ain't got the other one on. Remember, you gotta turn them both on. Don't forget that. So now watch when I hit the brakes. They both come on. I turn on mine. So we're having a problem here. Now, probably where I'm in the truck and the receiver's on the back of my truck. Let me restart this one. It's never done that before. So you have your left and your right. You turn them on. One, that's the right-hand side, and my left-hand side. Whoop, knocked that off there. I hit my brakes. Huh. Okay, so they're both on now, and when I hit my brakes, watch what happens. They're both on. That's acting up. I don't know why. It may be getting, I don't know why that's doing that. It wasn't doing it before. Okay, so the brakes on, both lights are on. That one's blinking for some reason. I think it's because the signal's not coming all the way through the cab and inside the truck, and that's okay. So they're both on. Let off the brake, turn my right signal on, works just fine. Turn left signal on, or right, that was left signal, sorry. Right signal, works just fine. I turn my emergency blinkers on, works just fine. This is just a little bit, this one here is not getting the signal just good. I hold it up here, see, I can get a little range. Only thing is they only got about 30-foot signal, and I'm probably 16 foot away, 15 foot, and it's coming through my cab of my truck, so it's interfering with it. I can take it on the back of the truck and it works just fine. Maybe we'll do that. See, it's working fine now. It's getting the signal a little better because let me move out of the way. So there we go. See, I slid to the side and the signal don't have to come. It's having to travel, the signal's having to travel through my tailgate, my bed, the back of my cab, through the back seat, front seat, and me to get to that. Since I moved out of the way, it's working flawlessly. Hit the brakes. Let me turn the emergency blinkers off, hit the brakes. See, there we go. It's just a signal having travel. Now, when you're on a trailer, it doesn't do that unless you got a really long trailer. On my jet ski trailer, I had 2 cars, and the second car followed me said they work perfectly. See, I'm out of the way. If I get up here and block the signal now, see where I'm at now, watch. See, it kind of blocks that one. If I move out of the way, just fine. That just shows you the signal strength. So that work about 30 feet. But remember, if there's a lot of stuff in between the lights and your receiver, you may get an inconsistency in your lights. So keep that in mind. Number 2, the biggest problem I had with these was on the way down to Florida. After about an hour of driving, they would call me and say, hey, your lights are not working. I pull over to the road and they were off. I'd turn them back on. I'd drive another hour, same thing. I could not for the life of me figure out what was going on. So I've read some reviews where people were talking about that very thing. They keep going off or they turn themselves off. Here's the thing. I figured it out. These lights are battery powered. They're rechargeable. And then I got about 10 hours of driving time out of these lights before I had to recharge them. So that's a long way. That's more than you should drive in a day anyway, probably. So take them in a motel room at night and charge them. So what happened? What was happening? So here's what I figured out. I tested these and I figured it out in Florida. So these things have a remote, automatic cutoff if they don't receive a signal. So let's say you're cruising at 73, 75 miles an hour down the highway, and it's late in the evening and there's nothing in front of you. You cruise for a long way. You don't ever have to hit a signal. You don't never have to hit your brakes. None of that. So those don't receive a signal, and therefore they think that it's idle, that you went in. Because if you cut this truck off and go in to eat and come back out, these lights will be off again. You have to reach back here and turn them on. Because they do that to save the battery life, so that they don't run down needlessly. It extends the battery life. It's kind of a tricky thing. So what you have to do, so you have your brake lights. See here, up here, let me go out the way. Here and here, here and here. And that also works as your signal light. See the top and bottom blinking, same thing. Well, what's the center for? I got to reading. It didn't tell you anything about it other than the center is running lights. So here's what you got to do. When you're using these lights, you got to turn your truck to running lights on. If your truck has what's called, like mine, daytime running lights, that only turns the front lights on. The tail lights are still not working. You have to turn your park lights on your vehicle, and then this part will light up, and those will stay on for 10 hours and they will not go off. That's a very important thing I want to share with you, because a lot of people don't know that. It's not written down anywhere. You will not find it online anywhere, because I searched for hours. So I did some testing myself to find out what the problem was. So I was about to send them back. I thought it was a defect, but no, it's not a defect. They're made that way so that if they don't receive a signal, they cut themselves off. So if I cut the truck off right now, even with the park lights on, that was going to go off. And then in 10, 15, 20 minutes, something like that, I haven't timed it, but those lights will shut themselves off to save battery power. It's actually a good feature, so don't send them back. Please watch this video and learn how to use these. These things are perfect. When you get to the lake, pull them off your jet ski or your boat, stick them up on top of your truck, on the back of your truck, on inside your truck, or whatever, so that you don't put them in the water. Even though it says they're IP67, which means you can submerge them. I did a couple of times accidentally. I forgot about them, and it hasn't hurt them at all. But I would recommend pulling them off because they're magnetic, and that magnet is very strong. If you prep your surface, if that sticks to, I drove 1,100 miles way home, and roundabout doing other things, and them not move at all. So you prep your surface, those lights will stay on as long as you want to. See, I'm leaning. If I lean way left, it cuts this one off because my body's in the way. If I lean way right, so you gotta be careful. It's just because I'm sitting inside the truck, they're not meant to go through tailgates, pick up the bed of my truck and the seats and me. It's not meant for that. It's meant to be outside where it's got free access to go straight through. Because it's down low and it goes underneath your trailer pretty much and hits the lights where they are. And I've never had a problem on the highway, just where I'm in here. I hope this video has helped you, and I hope that you can get some use out of these wireless lights. Now these are like $70, but if I can make these lights 2 years, they're worth their money. Those other lights I bought, it's a pain in the butt to rerun the wiring, and then you can't take them off, and then when you submerge them, even though they say they're waterproof, in a year or two they rust out and they're done for anyway. So this is the best option I've found so far for those guys who have boats, trailers, jet ski trailers, and other watercraft that they put in the lake often, or any kind of body of water. And you can use these to go 10 hours without recharge. That is, to me, that's amazing. You don't have to recharge them, but when you stop at your hotel that night or get to where you're going, recharge them for you know, because you're not going, it's going to be a 10-hour drive. You're not going to go anywhere that night. Put them on charge, and you're done. Just remember, when you're running a long ways, if you're not going to be hitting your brakes often, if you're not going to be hitting your signal lights often, then guess what you have to do? You're going to have to, look at updates. So you're going to have to turn your park lights on. If you don't, they're going to go down. They're going to turn themselves off on you, and your lights are not going to work. Hope this helped you. Get you turned around here. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you. To save you a lot of money on these lights. Lights for your trailers are outrageous. I got the boat over here beside them. I'm going to use these for the same thing. These lights up here because they work for that too. Remember, you can get 30 feet of range outside. If you're inside your vehicle, like I was doing, 15 foot as far as you're going to go, because it's going to come through so much metal and seats and all that stuff. So they're not meant for that. They're meant to be used on the back of your trailer. So these work great. I hope that you found it. I'll put a link in the bottom of the description where I got them. I think I got them on Amazon. I have to look it up. I think that's where I got them at. But it doesn't matter what brand you get, probably. I know Nightlight's a very good brand. A lot of people love the Nightlight lights, wired and wireless. So that's why I went with them. They're a little more expensive. You can buy the cheap ones for around $35. I was afraid of those. They're probably gonna be okay. I mean, I don't know. But these ones here I know are okay. I've got over 1,000 miles on these, and no problem whatsoever. After I figured out that they turn themselves off to save power. So thank you for watching. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and even comment down there. Let's talk about these lights. If you ask me any question you want to ask me about it, I'll tell you what I know about them. And I'll tell you the truth. I won't lie to you. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm not sponsored by anybody. So I'm going to tell you the truth for what I think. And if I ever do take sponsors on this channel, I'm not going to say I won't, because I don't like to tell you something and then 5 years down the road I get such a great offer, I can't really turn it down, right? But I will promise you this today, and if you watch my channel, and if I'm still doing my channel for now, Lord willing, I will always tell you the truth. Even if I'm sponsored by a company and they send me a product to test, I'm still going to give you honest feedback about it. I'm not going to lie to you, and if they drop me because of that, then they'll drop me, because nobody's going to buy me to tell you something's good when it's not. Anyway, I bought these with my own money, and this is what I think about them. And if you're interested in lights for your trailers, this is the way to go. I'm telling you, I love it. Have a good day. God bless you.